Audible, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. So this is my VPC, created VPC, right? My VPC. And this is ID actually. This is a random one they have provided. VPC ID. This is on. Okay. So
Oh,
yeah,
are you
in this,
sharing your screen?
oh, sorry. Yeah. So in coming to your VPC, we can see there is two VPC, one is default and one is we created newly. So now the VPC is like this. Okay, this is just created a VPC and give some name. There is nothing inside. Okay, so we need to configure or creating the I mean the next components. Okay, inside the VPC. So the next one is internal gateway. So here we can see internal gateway. So what is internal gateway means? Consider in our home we need to, I mean, we need to using internet. Okay, so what will we do? We take one internet connection, right? Like some providers, and we put the modem and some access point for Wi-Fi connection, all the things. So inside our home, we have the internet, right? So similar way, coming to cloud, we need to do some configuration. So before that, we need to create a VPC. Then we need to attach some internet connection to the VPC. Got it? So that is called internal gateway. So we need to create a VPC. Then we need to attach the internal gateway for what? For access the internet. Internet gateway. So after attaching to the corresponding VPC, we can connect or the machines inside the machine. So inside the machines in the VPC can connect to the internet, or someone outside the VPC or some other users can access the resources inside our VPC. The in and out process. That is called inbound and outbound through the internet gateway. Okay, these connections. Got it? Or any confusion?
I think it basically translates the addresses through the mask, right?
It's nothing. Internet gateway is nothing.
So
It's a
like
gate. No, it's a gateway to access internet. That's all. In a simple word.
okay, okay.
And
But
internet gateway.
you can give any addresses you want inside your private network, but the outside internet will call it some address and send it there, and then something smart enough to route it to the right machine, right?
That we need to configure inside the subnet and all things. You just leave the thing.
Okay.
This is a component actually. Internet gateway is a component for accessing internet.
Okay.
And the internet gateway have some I mean some points I need to add that this is a two-way communication in internet gateway, that is inbound and outbound connection. Okay, using internet gateway, we will get the inbound and outbound configuration and outbound connection. Got it? Okay, that I marked here. Like we can, we can talk to the internet. Not, some machines. Okay, some machines inside the VPC can talk to internet, and some users from the internet can access our machine. Got it? Only through the internet gateway. The connection is coming to the internet gateway actually. Go out through the internet gateway.
Now
it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So quickly we can create an internet gateway and attach to the created VPC. It's a simple process. Create internet gateway. So give it a name.
Okay.
Just create. And whenever we create a new internet gateway, here there is a pop-up like attach to VPC, because this is a single entity, right? So we need to attach that to a corresponding VPC. So here we can choose, click attach to a VPC, and here we can drop the all VPC in this account. Just click. So here there is two VPC, right? One is department, one is we created in my VPC. So choose the corresponding VPC here and attach to internet gateway. Attach internet gateway. So here we can say we successfully attach the internet gateway to the new VPC. Okay.
Okay.
So now we created the VPC and the internet gateway. So can you say inside the VPC, for example, if I configure some other things inside the VPC like subnet, and after I will deploy one virtual machine. So the virtual machine can access internet, right? Or not? Because now, when we connecting the internet gateway to the VPC, before scenario, our VPC is a private thing, right? By default. So now we can say the VPC is public because we connected the internet gateway, right? You got the point.
Can you repeat that? Can you repeat that sentence?
First we create the internet gateway. So we couldn't say the internet gateway is public or private. It's basically it's a private thing, right? Confusion. You confused, right? Hello? I'm audible. Now it's audible.
Yeah, now you're out. You were auditable 2 times when you said I'm auditable.
Oh,
Audible.
yeah, I think I am
But
facing
I
some error.
heard my question. Did you hear my question?
No.
Okay.
Can you commit again?
Where are you pinging from to get to this VPC address? What address are you pinging from? 8.8.8.8. Where was that computer?
Oh, this pinging. This is a Google DNS server.
Okay.
Checking. This is a. For example, I am connected to internet. Okay, you see, you can see because I didn't share that thing. So in taskbar, it seems we are connected to internet, but we are facing some issues. This is in Zoom issue. I am facing some issue. So quickly, I need to check that my connection is stable or not. So first thing is to connect to the Google DNS. That is 8.8.8.8. So now you can see this is successfully connected and pinging. If this break, you can say the connection is lost or the internet is facing some issue.
Yeah.
This is a continuous ping. That's why continuous pinging.
Okay.
Nothing. Open the CMD and ping 8.8.8.8. This is a checking connection, okay, to connect to the DNS server.
Yeah.
This is a four-way handshake actually. So we get the result. Connection is done, all the things, and packet time. This is time to live, okay, TTL means it's done. It seems we can easily connect to the internet, or we can easily go to Google. Got it. This is a result, I mean, through the, checking through the terminal. So we need a, continuous connection and dash T. So this is pinging continuously. Okay. So coming to internet gateway. Okay. So now we created internet gateway, VPC, and create an internet gateway and attach to VPC. It doesn't seem, when we attaching internet gateway, that doesn't mean inside the VPC or any components can talk to the internet. Okay. We need to configure accordingly. So next we are going to create subnet. Okay. When we are creating subnet, mostly there is two scenario. If the subnet is private or public. Okay. So you know the subnet, right?
Yeah.
Subnet is a range of IP. Okay. We segregate the IP ranges and we say it's a subnet, or subnet 1, subnet 2, subnet 3. For example, consider this VPC have 100 IP. Okay. Inside the VPC, we can hold 100 machines. Got it? And provide each IP to the single machine. So similar way, we need to provide a single IP to the subnet also. So what we'll do, this is a VPC, and the VPC we have 100 IP. Okay. And what we'll do, we need to segregate the IP. For example, we have an accounting section and some finance section. Okay. So we didn't collab these IPs to both sections. We need to segregate IP and create a small network. That is segregation of IP, simply called subnet. So we keep finance section in a subnet and accounting or some management section in another subnet. So what we will do, using these 100 IP, we divide the IPs. Okay. So what we will do, we segregate the IP, like divide by 4 or anything like that as per the requirement. Here I will divide by this 100 divided by 2. Okay. So first I am providing 50 IP to this subnet. Okay, 50 IP. And I create another, this is for finance, consider, and this is for another department like management or some other department. Okay. So I am providing 50 to this subnet. Subnet 2. Makes sense or confused? Audible?
No, you're dividing into two subnets.
Yes,
So one
that's
subnet
why
will have
that's
50
why
machines, the other subnet has other 50 machines.
yes. So when dividing the IP ranges, okay, I have 10 IP, 100 IP, and I divide the IP to divide by 2 and provide that 50 to one subnet and another 50 to the another subnet. So
Yeah.
here the thing is, when we segregate the IP or when we divide the IP, this is a single entity. I mean, this IP ranges is a another network and this is some other network. Okay. Here the network is changing. Got it. So I will go through the section, I mean lab. So here coming to the network, we can choose the subnet for creating subnet. And here there is an option create subnet. This is a default subnet, leave it that and create subnet. And when we create a subnet, we need to choose the corresponding VPC. Here there is 2 VPC and I'm choosing the new my VPC. And similar way, we need to provide the name and IP for subnet. So I am providing name public subnet. Why we called public? Any idea?
Because it's accessible to the public.
Okay. For
Public
I mean,
internet.
that's a scenario. That's why we are keeping. I mean, we are providing the public. So we need to create private subnet as well. Okay. For why we are creating a private subnet is we need to keep some confidential machines, some database, some similar like that. We need to keep in private subnet. Okay. For private subnet, there is no inner connection and out inbound and outbound connection. There is no connections. Okay. We keep it as secrets. So when creating subnet, we need to provide the available zone as well. Okay. So I am in North Virginia. So in North Virginia, these are the availability zones. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 available zones there. Can choose anyone. And we need to provide the IP. Okay. We need to provide the IP for the subnet. So coming to here, this is my IP, right? For my VPC. This is an example, okay? I mean, I have 100, consider I have 100, then I will divide 50-50, okay? But coming to my created VPC, I have lot of IP address, around 65,000 IP address, okay? That's why I am providing this IP. So when we providing this IP, I think 65,000 IP is for the single VPC. So how we will calculate the subnet thing? We can search it in Google, that subnet calculator. Yes. So you asked right about net mask. Okay, net mask is the IPs. I mean, how many IPs we need to keep in our network. Okay. So I will check. Okay. I provide this IP for my VPC. Right? 10 series. I mean, starting with the 10, 10.0.0.0. This is a private IP that for creating network. Okay. So here, this is a net mask. Okay. Net mask starting from 0 to 32. Got it. So I am providing the net mask 16. So when we provide the net mask 16, then after calculating, we can see how many IPs that we will get when we providing this corresponding IP with the net mask. This forward slash means we provide in the net mask. Okay. So the requirement is we need to create a VPC, and the VPC have 500 IPs only. So what we will do, we need to change the net mask accordingly, right? So here we can see where the 500 IP is like. You see, net mask 20, when we provide the net mask 23, only there is 500 IPs for the VPC. That means only we can keep 500 machines or 500 components inside the VPC. I provide 16, net mask 16. So I will get 65,536 IP. See the IP ranges. This much IP ranges inside this VPC. I mean my VPC. Got it? Any doubt? I'm audible, right?
Yeah. I had known some of these things in the past, but I didn't really apply them, so I've forgotten them. To look them up a little bit.
Yeah. So 65,003. I mean, how many of them? 65,536. So this much IP is in my VPC. So when I am creating subnet, I need to provide some IP ranges to the subnet, right? So consider I am going to divide this by 2 or 3 and provide the IPs for, I mean, allocating some IPs within the main IP. That is called the IP ranges, okay? So I'm going to create one subnet with this IP, okay? And the net mask, I will change the net mask. I didn't choose the 16 for creating the subnet. If I choose, what will happen? I mean, this is subnet, okay? Create a subnet, and I am providing the IP. Okay, here I am providing the IP like 0.1.0. If I provide this netmask 16 in the single subnet, what will happen? Any idea? Nothing. I mean, in my VPC, I have 65,000 IP. Okay. So when creating the subnet, my requirement is creating two subnet. So if I provide the net mask, I mean the IP like 10.0.0.1.0, net mask is 16. What will happen means the entire IPs goes to the corresponding subnet. That means I couldn't create another subnet in the VPC because I have this much IP and I allocate all the IP to the that subnet. Then how can we create another subnet? There is no IPs we have, right?
Right.
So similar way we need to change the net mask. So that's all the requirement actually. I mean, how many subnet we are keeping in the subnet? I mean VPC. So as per the requirement, we need to choose the net mask for VPC and the subnet. So in my case, my requirement is creating two subnets. So I am providing only 24. So only this much IP for a subnet. That is enough for me. Okay. So I am changing 16 to 24. So here we can see that 250 IPs allocating from the main IP. That is 65,000 IPs to that divide, minus 26. Then we have that much IP in the VPC. So create. See now our VPC, subnet, we created subnet and VPC. Okay. The next thing is creating a route table. Route table is for routing the traffic. Okay. These are the step-by-step component creation to successfully form a VPC actually. After configuring the route table, we can go, we can say the basics configuration of network is done. We successfully created a small size data center in AWS. Got it? So there is default route tables there. We just leave that thing, create a route table. Route table is most probably for routing the traffic actually. Here we are configuring all the things. Who can access that thing, who can't access, all the things we are configuring inside the route table. Got it? And inside the route table, we are keeping our machines is private or public. All things we are configuring the route table actually. So this is one of the main part. So here we can providing the name. I am providing public route table like that, public route table. And here we can choose the corresponding VPC. So I'm choosing my VPC and create the route table. So now here, now I successfully created a VPC subnet. Now this is the route table. Okay. This is the route table. Just create the route table. That's all. So this is a route table. And whenever we create a route table, we need to associate that route table with the subnet. Okay. That is called a subnet association. So association, nothing, just attaching that subnet to the corresponding route table. So what are the things we are providing inside the route table is automatically affect to the subnet and the machines inside the subnet. Got it? So here there is an option called subnet association. This is a newly created route table. Okay, that is public route table. I am inside the public route table. So inside the public route table window, we can see a subnet association. Click that subnet association. So here there is no subnet association here. So edit subnet association. Click the edit subnet association. So we are in the same VPC. We created the route table in the same VPC. So inside the VPC, how many subnets are there? That will list here. Okay. So in my case, there is only single subnet. So that is listed here. So we need to choose for associate. Okay, association. So I'm just to create, selecting the subnet and save association. Now we can say we are successfully associate with this route table. This subnet. Got it? So I can configure or new routing and all the things configuring the route table. Okay. So it will automatically affect to the subnet. Got it? Okay. Yeah, this is fine for the basics of VPC creation, subnet creation, route table creation, internal gateway creation. So I'm going to quickly launch a virtual machine. Okay. So this is a console. So creating a virtual machine, we can in AWS, the name of a virtual machine is EC2, right? Elastic Cloud Computing. So this is the option, creating virtual machine. So here we can see the instances. Instances means a virtual machine. So in my case, there is no virtual machine. So I'm creating one virtual machine. So this is blank, right? No instance here. So how quickly create a virtual machine? Just to launch instance, you can see here, launch instance, click that and give the name for my machines. I'm going to give it a name like server. And now I am going quickly, okay? Coming section, I will explain each thing. So we need to provide some OS, operating system for the machine. So there is a lot of flavors of operating system here. I am just going with the Amazon Linux. This is a Linux kernel. They take the Linux kernel and customize as per the Amazon. Basically, it's a Linux machine. And this is ID, AMA ID for the corresponding this OS. If I change, then the AMA will be changed. And coming to mission type, there is a lot of mission types. Mission types means mission configuration, okay? There is a lot of families, mission families there. This is family T2. And this mission name is, mission type is T2 micro. And this machine have one CPU, one core CPU and 1 GB RAM. This is a free tier machine, a minimal machine, okay, for running. For test purpose, we can choose the machine. This is in the free tier also. Coming to corporate world, we can choose the corresponding machines, okay. There is a lot of machines with a big configuration like T2 large. This is not free tier. So this machine have 2 core CPU and 8 GB RAM. And coming to the next family, C family, C96 virtual CPU and 192 GB RAM. So these are the big size machines. Okay, we can see the amount for running per hour. This much, 8.13 cents USD for we need to pay for running 1 hour for that machine. So leave that thing. I will go through next section or coming section. Now I am going with the free tier. So whenever we creating a virtual machine, we need to create a key pair. Key pair is it's a type of key actually, okay, to authenticate to the machine remotely. Okay, it's an encrypted key. We created the key and download and keep the key. Next time we need to log into the machine. Okay, now we are creating a machine, right? So after creating, we need to log in the machine remotely. So at that time, we need to provide some credentials like the key pair, then the machine IP, similar type things. Okay, so that we need to keep the machine, or we need to create the key pair. So how to create? Just create and give a name. Yes, no. This is the keeper name, and the type is RSA. This is encryption code. Okay, RSA encryption. So just choose the default one and the format, private format, .pem format. Just create. Create keeper. So it will download actually. See, it will download to my local machines. So I'm keep that keeper. If I lost the keeper, we couldn't retrieve the thing. So it's keep it in secrets actually. And coming to network, here we need to choose the corresponding thing. Okay, the network we already created. So if we drop down the VPC, we can see that two VPC there. One is default and one is new. So choose the new one. And this inside the my VPC, only one subnet there that will show here that this is the thing, public subnet. Just choose the one. And this is auto assign IP address. We need to enable the thing. Otherwise, we couldn't get the public IP when creating this machine. And security group, all the things fine. Leave it. Okay, this is fine. I'm going to launch the machine. Okay, now the machine is successfully launched. Here we can see My server is listed here. This is my machine. Okay. And the instance stage is pending. It will take some time. Backend, there is one server in the North Virginia. Okay. In the availability zone, I think the one availability zone in somewhere in the North Virginia. So there is one machine in booting and checking the hardware, networking components, OS, all the things. Yeah, it will take, some small time. Like now we can see the machine is running, but there is a check stat there. That is initialization. It's a 2x2 check actually. One is for the power and the network of the machine. Then the OS level checking. It will take 1 minute, I think. After we can see 2x2 is done. Okay. But we can access the machine. Okay. We didn't bother about the statistic. So now I am going to quickly connect to the machine using browser. Okay. Browser way. So choosing the machine and connect this option connect. And here different way we can connect the machine. Quickly we can connect through browser shell. Not browser shell, a browser terminal actually. So click connect. Now we are connecting to the machine. Through this way, we couldn't provide anything. The PEM key or IP. It's directly we can connect because we already log into the server. AWS account. Okay. So here we can see there is a error failed to connect the instance. Any idea? Because we couldn't configure. The routes. Okay. Still now our machine is in private state. We say our subnet is public and all the things, but reality, the subnet is private. Got it? I'm audible, right?
So you need to share the key authentication.
No. Leave that thing because we are not remotely logging the machine. Remotely
So
login means
private machine is not allowed to connect.
this is not remote connection. Okay. This is I'm in the browser. Okay. I'm logged in the AWS account. So through the account, we can connect. There is option. That's the option I'm using. This is not remote connection. Remote connection means from my local machine to the virtual machine. Okay. Using different way. We can choose PuTTY or my PowerShell, say command prompt. Using that way, we can connect the machine using the PIN key and the IP address of the machine. In this way, we couldn't provide